Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the topic of using endgames for calculation, and we are also going to use two techniques of endgame in rook versus pawn position. The one is the tail hook method and other is the change of leader method. Let us see what they are. They are not as complicated as they sound, and in fact one of them we have discussed before. This is the position with white to play and win. And it's a game position, so it's not a study position. It's a position between two strong players, Toplalov white and Beliavsky black. Let us see what's happening in the position. See, the two pawns are yet to reach the 6th rank, so white has to be a bit careful over here. Let us see what are the complications in the position. At first it looks like after b6 white should win very easily, because see, rook takes a6, b7, and the method rook a5 check, king c4. This is called the downstairs. The king moves down, because after check, if king moves to b5, then rook a1 and the rook comes behind the pawn. So the king still moves down, and after rook a3 check, the king attacks the rook on a3, covering the squares b1 and b2. Once that is done, the pawn promotes to queen by force. So is the move b6 winning for white? It's not winning, because see, black uses the move order now. He plays rook a5 check first, and now see what is the problem. If king goes to c6, then rook takes a6, pins the pawn on b6, and next move it can capture the pawn. Whereas after any other move like kb4 or kc4, let's discuss both. If kc4, then rook a6, b7, then rook b6, black ends up winning. So perhaps the better option is kb4, but here too see, after rook a6, so what should white do over here? He has only other option. He wants to advance these pawns, so he goes with the move kb6. Very obvious one, right? But here there is a catch. Black goes kd2, and as we discussed, the king wants to attack the base pawn, and the head pawn is guarded by the rook sitting behind the pawn. This method, let's say after the move a7, kc3, kb5, kb4, is called the tail hook method. The tail of the pawn is caught by the king. Now see, after b6, kb5 or kc5, and in both cases we see that nothing much is there. a8 forced, rook a8, king a8, and king takes b6, and the position is drawn. In fact, this we discussed in the previous lesson also. So after kb6, kd2, here comes the very important point. See, the b pawn now is not stopped by the a1 rook. So what white does is, white goes ahead of the a pawn, and now the b pawn becomes the leader. The leader gets changed. Earlier the a pawn was the leader. Now suddenly white wants to promote the b pawn, and now see how black is falling short by a move. See, king c3, b6, kc4, b7, rook b1, and we see that there is nothing doing. After b8 queen, rook takes b8, king b8, kb5, a7, and the white pawn prevails. Thus in the game, Beliavsky chose to resign after the move ka7 only. It was a small lesson, but I hope you will find these two endgame techniques very useful. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.